This is the Manahawkin Bay. It's so beautiful. Back. So let's begin. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Quick reminder that we are not free until we are all free. We are going to begin in a comfortable seat, and you shouldn't need any blocks or anything for practice. There is a new playlist for today. If you're using the playlist, you can scroll up and press play now, and I'll meet you on the mat. Allow the eyes to close and the breath to deepen. We're going to begin with a little exercise in pratyahara, which is the practice of withdrawing inward from the outer reality. So the eyes can be closed here, or you can have them open to little slits just to sort of like take in your surroundings. But with the eyes open or closed, you can imagine or really take in, let's say, the room around you, the four walls, the ceiling above, floor below. If you're outside like me, just sort of like taking in your very immediate surroundings. And doing that with each of the five senses. Just notice sounds, how the environment feels on the skin, if there's an aroma, if you can even like sense the taste of your environment. Now, if you could imagine taking kind of like one step closer to your inner world, we're going to do that by connecting with the breath. So, noticing with the five senses your breath, noticing how it feels, the sensation in the nostrils, down the throat. You can let your imagination guide you here in giving your breath kind of like a visual component if you'd like to give it a color, or if you just like to observe the visible change that the breath makes to the body. Can you hear the sound of your breath? Is there any flavor to the breath? And then taking yet another step inward, focus the awareness into the heart space. So if that resonates with you in a more like metaphysical way, like if you imagine the green glowing orb of the heart chakra, if you have another image that you associate with your heart, or if you literally just want to imagine like your anatomical heart pumping and bringing life, moving the blood from that center all around the body. The heart is that like center, that fourth chakra where there's three below and three above. It's this like union center of the body. And just dive into that space with your five senses for just a few moments more. We'll bring the hands to heart center, right in front of the heart space. You're going to bring that connection into the practice today. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Maybe one more. Beautiful. Let's blink the eyes open. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open wide. And it's early yet, so if the hips are feeling a little tight, the groin is feeling tight, no worries. But we're going to keep the hands at heart center, sitting up nice and tall for a little firework breath. This is what they teach kids, but I absolutely love it. I'm learning all these little things from doing little yoga classes with Skylar, and it's adorable. So it's simply just inhaling the fingertips up to the sky, and then fanning the fingers out. Exhale, the arms nice and wide into the earth. Now for kids, they go like shh. So if you want to make fireworks sounds, feel free. We're gonna bring the hands back to heart center. Inhale, pierce the sky. Optional firework noises. Exhaling, the arms wide and down to the earth. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Big and wide. Bringing the hands back to heart center for a breath in. Then we're going to reach forward, grabbing the ankles or grabbing the feet, maybe the thumbs on the arches, taking a breath in nice and tall. And then you can fold forward any amount. Think about rolling to the front of the sit bones. Keep the spine nice and long. Just noticing where you feel this stretch. Extend the arms forward, nice and active on the fingertips. Taking a breath in, just lift your heart, lift your gaze, and walk your hands over to the right side, just enough to feel a little opening through the left side and maybe into the left side of your low back. Taking a breath in. As you exhale, you can fold a little deeper into this stretch. Inhale, lifting halfway, walking the hands through center over to the left. Take it nice and slow, mindful, inhaling, lift your heart, and fold forward. Back to center as you breathe in and walking the hands in. Let's roll over the knees and come into a tabletop position. And just exploring a little freedom and movement here, a little organic movement, whatever feels right. Do a little bit of a stretch, a little bit of movement. You can also just do cat-cow here if that feels right. So nice. I'm going to keep the knees about hip width here and sit back on the heels for child's pose. Letting your forehead rest on the mat and keep it into an extended child's pose. The arms are stretched forward. And then on your breath in, rising up, keep the hands where they are so they're like slightly more forward than they would be in tabletop. And as you rise up, tucking the toes, let your heart come forward and let your hips drop. You're almost in like a modified upward facing dog here. Keeping the toes tucked as you exhale, rounding through the spine like angry cat. Take it into child's pose. Let's do a few more of those. Inhale, rounding as you come forward, opening the heart and lifting the chin. Exhaling, rounding the spine as you hinge back. Yes. Opportunity to just flow with the breath. Let everything link. The next time you come forward to your modified up dog, just press it back, downward facing dog. Breathing deep here. As you exhale, bend the knees looking forward and walk or step up to your hand. Nice, easy, does it forward flow, forward fold. And then swaying from side to side, let your fingertips graze the earth. You can find a little rhythm, a little dance in this. Again, the freedom to just explore what the body wants to do. Knowing that all of that is just like an animation of spirit. You're going to bring the hands to the shins and lift halfway. Feel the heart reach away from the hips. Nice long spine. Exhale, bend the knees and fold down. Let your head release. Inhaling, rise up and reach the arms to the sky. And exhale, the hands come to heart center. And here we take a deep breath. In and out. Beautiful. We're going to heel toe the feet nice and close so the big toes are touching. A little bit of space between the heel, that nice chair pose stance. Beautiful. On your inhale, sweep the arms wide and up to the sky. As you exhale, interlace hands behind the low back. As you inhale, arms go long and lift your chest. Beautiful open heart. And as you exhale, sitting back and down in a little chair pose. Lifting the heels if you like. Curl your tailbone under just a bit. Feel the belly getting strong. Now pressing off the heels as you inhale, rise up and sweep the arms to sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale, the arms reach wide and up. Exhale, interlace behind the back. Inhale to lift your heart, maybe even lifting the gaze here. And exhale, sitting back in chair. You can see the toes in front of the knees. Maybe you can even lift and spread the toes. Squeeze the legs together. Feel that fire building. And then bursting free as you inhale, stand up straight, reach the arms high. And hands to heart center. We're going to do one more round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, interlace behind the back. Inhale, lift your heart. Chair pose, sitting back, keeping that yoga mudra interlace. Holding here for 5, 4, 3. Sit lower. 2. And inhale, bursting up, reach to the sky. And as you exhale, fold in half. All the way down. Inhale, lifting your head halfway lift. And we're going to step back to plank pose. Lovely. We're going to lower down to the belly here. Option to drop the knees first if you'd like. Elbows shave the ribs. Untuck the toes and inhale, lift your heart. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Take a cleansing breath in through the nose. and out of the mouth. Lovely. Bend the knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop to hands. Inhale for length and exhale to fold. Inhale, rising up. Reach the arms up to the sky and bring the hands to heart center. Beautiful. Big toes touch as you inhale. Chair pose. Drop your seat and sweep your arms up to the sky. Drawing the navel in nice and strong as you exhale. We're going to swing the right arm down and back, taking this into a T twist. Now, there might be a little shift in the legs. That's okay. But for the most part, the knees and the hip points are pointing forward, nice and squared up to the top of the mat. Inhale, chair pose. Left arm swings down and back, T twist. Inhale, chair pose. Let's do 2 more on each side. Exhale, the right arm back. Inhale. Left arm. Inhale. Right arm. Inhale. Left arm, keep the belly toning in the whole time. Chair pose. And we fold. Flat back, lengthen. Let's step back to plank pose. Beautiful. Your choice, chaturanga, knees up or down, or you can lower to the belly. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. And we breathe. Beautiful. Exhaling, bend the knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, rising up. And hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Big toes touch. This is the last round of chair pose, I promise. Sitting back and down for chair. Hands are still at heart center. As you inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Staying in chair. Exhale, hands to heart center as maybe you sit a little deeper into the hips. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more time, sweep the arms wide, take up so much space. Reaching, and exhale, swan dive into your fold. Flat back, lengthen the spine, step, jump, or float to chaturanga, or step back to plank pose. We'll flow through the vinyasa and meet in downward facing. If you'd like to take child's pose, feel free. Just take a few moments just to reconnect, come back, ground. There we go. So in a few moments, we will transition into our ladder flow. And you've done ladder flows with me before. It's always like one pose followed by the vinyasa, and then 2 poses, vinyasa, 3 poses, vinyasa. So it does build a significant amount of heat, and there are a lot of opportunities to flow through the vinyasa. And I'm just going to ask you to, keep it safe. Keep it real with yourself. You can do every other one. You can do them between sequences. That's fine. I don't think I'm going to be doing all of them. So just bear that in mind, that it does build a lot of heat, and there is a little velocity to this. We do move a little quickly through it. So we're going to start in downward facing dog. Beautiful. Bringing the feet together. Inhale, the right leg lifts up and back. Exhale, step that foot between the hands. And dropping the back knee, untuck the toes. As you inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky for low lunge, Anjaneyas. Lift your heart, reach the thumbs back. As you exhale, hands to the mat. Downward facing dog. Stepping back, you can flow through the vinyasa. From down dog, left leg lifts up and back. Exhale, step up through the hands. Dropping the back knee, untuck the toes. And inhale, flow the arms up. Staying for the exhale. One more in breath. Exhale, hands to mat, downward dog. And you can flow through the vinyasa. From down dog, let's keep going. Inhale, right leg lifts, high and behind. Exhale, step up through the hands. Drop the back knee. Untuck the toes and inhale, the arms flow up. Low lunge. Steady your gaze forward, tuck your back toes, and rise into high lunge. Big breath in, reach your arms back. Exhale, hands to mat. Downward facing dog. And flow through. Or stay. Meeting in down dog, inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhaling, step up through the hands. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, the arms flow high. Pausing for the exhale. Tuck your back toes. Inhale, high lunge. Hold it, breathe in. Exhale, hands to mat. Downward facing dog. Flow through the vinyasa or just stay. From down dog, inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step up through the hands. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, Asana, low lunge. Stay for the exhale. Good. Breathing in. Tuck your back toes and rise, crescent lunge. Belly still engaged. Breathe in. Exhale, standing split, hands to mat. Lift your back leg up to the sky. Option to grab the right ankle with the right hand, or maybe both hands can grab for a little extra balance. Challenge. Heart reaches towards the toes. Good. 3, 2, stepping back to a runner's lunge, just to transition into downward facing dog. Flow through your vinyasa. From your dog, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, stepping through. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, reach up. And stay for the exhale. When you're ready, tuck your back toes. And on the breath, rise, crescent lunge. Breathing in. Exhale, standing split, hands to mat. Lift your back leg. Think about lifting from the inner thigh. There's a little like internal rotation in that back leg. Left hand can grab the ankle. Right hand too. If you have the ankle, think about also bending the elbow out to the side as you fold. Creates a little space in the heart. One more breath in. Stepping back, runner's lunge. Downward facing dog. Flowing through the vinyasa, pace yourself. Just 2 more installments of the flow. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, stepping through. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, the arms flow high. And stay for the exhale. Tuck the back toes, high lunge. Ooh, press off the earth with that front foot. Big breath in. Spiraling the pinkies in towards the midline as you exhale, hands to mat, standing split. Nice, hold it. Heart to the shin for 3. Playing with balance, 2. And then from here, with both hands on the mat, flex your floating foot and then set it down to the outside of your standing foot. So the outer edges of the feet are nice and close together, maybe even touching. The legs are crossed with the right shin in front. Take a breath in, lifting your heart, and then fold into this wonderful stretch for the hips, for the low back, for the hamstrings. Let your head and neck relax. You can walk your hands over to the right if you want to go a little deeper, just add a little side stretch to this. And then we come back to center. Inhale, flat back. Step back 1 foot at a time to plank pose, flowing through the vinyasa, or just hinge into downward facing dog. From your dog, left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, step through the hands. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, reach high. Pausing for the exhale. Tuck your back toes and press it up. Breathing in. Exhale, standing split, hands to mat. Lift your back leg to the sky. Good. 3, 2, you are so strong. Flexing that floating foot, set it down to the outside of your standing foot. Left shin is in front. Inhale, flat back. And fold it in, yogis. You can flat back and walk your hands to the left if you wish. Just adding a little bit of a twist, a little bit of a side stretch. And then we come back to center, stepping back to plank pose. Maybe that right foot steps back first, down dog. You can flow through the vinyasa. So just like rinsing through the cycle. And from your dog for the last installment of the last rung of the ladder, I guess. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale, stepping through the hands. Dropping the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, the arms flow to the sky. Belly's lifting in as you tuck the back toes, rise into your crescent lunge. Breathe in, exhale, hands to mat, standing split, lift that back leg high. It's getting tired perhaps, starting to feel a little heavier, or maybe it's feeling lighter. Breathing in as you exhale, fold in deeper, maybe playing with balance. That gets easier with time, I find. And then flexing your floating foot, set it down to the outside of your standing foot. Take a breath in to find length, and then exhale into your fold. Beautifully done. Inhale, flat back and pause. Bring your hands to your hips and rise up to standing. Pausing to settle the gaze. We're going to flow into a little bit of balance here. Bring the right knee into the chest. That knee's at 90 degrees, flexing the foot. Left hand comes to the knee, preparing for a twist. Reaching your right arm back. You can reach down and catch the outside edge of your right foot and take it into the full shape, or the extended shape, I should say. Revolved hand to foot or revolved hand to knee. And when you're ready, Coming back to center, release with control into Tadasana. Inhale, the arms flow up. Exhale, fold in half. Flat back as we lengthen. Step, jump, or float, chaturanga. Moving through the vinyasa, or of course, skipping it and pressing back to down dog. From your dog, left leg lifts, high and behind. Last time, exhale, step it through the hands. Drop the back knee and tuck the toes, and inhale, reach it up to the sky. Engaging the core, tuck your back toes, and press up with strength. Breathe in. On the exhale, hands to mat, standing split. Hinge that right leg up to the sky. Playing with balance if you wish. And when you're ready, flex that foot and set it down to the outside of the left. Inhale, flat back and fold. If you're feeling this a lot in the hamstrings and the low back, you can soften up the knees a little bit. That's fine, of course. Inhale for your flat back. Hands to the hips with a nice hollow belly, rising up, standing strong. When you're ready, bringing the left knee into the chest. Flexing the foot, take it slow. Let the drishti support you. Right hand to the knee. You can reach your left arm all the way back for the twist. When you're ready, you can reach for the outside edge of the foot and extend the leg forward. One more breath. And then releasing, unwinding, Tadasana. We did it. Pausing, just feeling your body, noticing your breath. Inhale, the arms flow high. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, lift your head. Step, jump, or float, chaturanga. Flowing through the vinyasa. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. And then if you'd like to take a child's pose, feel free. That's sort of been like the most fiery, the kind of core part of our story today. So from wherever you are, we're going to come to the belly. So if you're in child's pose, you can sort of slither forward and lower down. And just stack the hands, resting your chin or forehead on top. Let the eyes close. And now just for a moment, feeling the heartbeat against the earth. The pulse of the body. Now from here, extending your right arm out to the side. It's in line with the shoulder and the palm is facing down. The left hand comes under the shoulder, and then we're just going to roll onto the right side. Beautiful stretch to the shoulder, stacking the hips, Stacking the shoulders if that's possible, and then the legs also stack. You can lift your top leg and step back, or you can bend your left knee, the top knee, and reach back with your left hand for a little quad stretch variation. If you're feeling really open today, you can reach your left arm back and interlace your hands behind you as well. When you're ready, rolling back to your belly, to pause for a moment, hands under the head. And then the left arm extends out, right hand under the shoulder to press the earth away and roll onto your left side. Taking any of those variations we discussed, stepping back, or maybe even grabbing the outside edge of the foot, a little quad stretch. Keep the jaw relaxed. And exhaling, roll back to the belly to pause. And then from here, extend the right arm forward, and we're going to roll onto the right side and then use bending the elbow, just sort of like laying like this with your head underneath your hands, or sorry, your hand under your head. And then you can bring this left hand to the front just to support you. We're going to step the top foot forward and just plant it in front of the right leg. It doesn't really matter where it is. In fact, I'd invite you to kind of explore the best position for this foot to make you feel supported as we do this. I'm going to flex my right foot, which is the one that's still extended to the bottom of the mat. Pressing up through the heel, lift that leg, engage in the inner thigh. So this left foot, this top foot is supporting, but it isn't really pressing too much. All the work is the inner thigh here. And then inhale, set it down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, set it down. Good. Keep going. Moving with your breath. Lifting that leg as high as you can. Really feeling it. Let's do two more. Yes. Last one. Nice little stretch for that left hip as well. Setting it down, extend your left leg to stack, and then roll onto the belly and take it to the other side. Stacking everything up, stepping your right foot forward and anywhere that's supportive. Flexing through the left foot, lift that leg, using the inner thigh strength, and then set it down. Just go nice and slow with your breath, finding a pace that works. Just 2 more here. Ooh. Extending that top leg and rolling back to your belly. We're going to bring the hands under the shoulders for cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. And looking forward, let's hop to a seat nice and light. And we'll roll onto the back. Landing with the knees bent and the feet flat on the floor. Just take a moment to like articulate the spine to the earth. So walking the shoulder blades down, feeling the upper part of the spine kind of just connecting to the earth, and your lower back too flattening against the earth. Just for a little closing core work, we're going to interlace the hands behind the head. And it's your choice. You can lift the shoulder blades for this or not. And I'm going to float my legs. At 90 degrees, the knees are over the hips, the feet are flexed. And I'm just going one at a time. I can't remember if it's tapping the chest. Maybe the feet aren't that flexed. Just relax the feet. And then one at a time, we're going to tap the toes to the earth. Right leg keeping that right angle bend in the knee. Just like tapping the ball, your foot to the earth. Keeping your low back connected. If you'd like to turn off the heat, then peel your shoulder blades up for a little crunch work. Think about like just hinging from that hip to keep that perfect right angle bend in the knee. Keep your low back grounded. We're here another 10, 9, 8, don't strain your neck, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, even things out, the left foot taps, and then release. Soles together, knees wide, let the arms just flop out nice and wide, maybe even to a T. Big breath into big breath into the belly, opening your mouth. Bring the soles to the earth, arms by your sides. Your middle finger or your longest finger can graze the heel, getting ready for a little bridge work. We're going to press away with the heels, press away with the balls of the feet, and lift your hips. Think about sending your hips like over your head. So that's the trajectory here. So people think about like lifting them to the sky, and that sort of like creases the low back. But if you think about the trajectory kind of going overhead, you're creating a little more space in the low back, and definitely relying more on the strength of the legs. Holding here, 5 more breaths. As you exhale, lower your hips. Figure 4 cross the right ankle over the left knee. And reaching through, interlace your hands behind the left thigh for a little reclined pigeon. This is always the alternative to the prone pigeon. Feels just as good and arguably the safer stretch. Easier on the joints. Spread the shoulders. You should feel the shoulder blades grounded. The heart is open. Sending your breath into the hips. My hip is loving this after all those lunges. Let's take another breath, squeezing the legs in a little closer. Keep the figure four and just set your left foot down and open your arms wide. As you exhale, again, the legs stay just as they are and let them fall over to the left so that your foot just lands, the sole of the foot lands on the mat. Bringing that stretch now into the outer hip, a little bit of a side bend and a little bit of a twist, or rather side opening and a little bit of a twist. We're going to come back to center. Set the right foot down. Arms come back to the sides for, again, bridge pose. Walk the heels in nice and close. Feel the heels rooting and then feel the balls of the feet rooting. And then as you inhale, pressing away with the feet, send the hips overhead. Option to interlace the arms underneath. Five more breaths. Commit to your breath. And then slowly lower. Left ankle crosses over the right thigh with the feet flexed. Reclined pigeon, reach through and interlace behind your right thigh. The left hand is through the hole. The right arm is wrapping around. Giving the legs a squeeze tighter, finding the edge of that stretch, going as deep as you like, and then setting the right foot down. Arms open to a T, keeping the figure four shape, just letting the legs drop as is over to the left, or right, excuse me. Left foot drops, so the sole of the foot is on the earth. And when you're ready, coming back to center. Setting the foot down, drawing the knees into the chest. Keeping it simple, maybe a happy baby to close, or whatever your final pose is asking to be. Oh, Toby's saying hello. Staying there for as long as you wish. And before transitioning to Shavasana, or maybe this is the shape that you'd prefer for Shavasana today, a nice grounded, kind of like restorative rest shape. We land with the knees bent, the feet flat on the floor, heel toe the feet as wide as your mat, and then let the knees fall in toward each other. And the feet here, I find this is just like kind of ideal, is when the outside edges of the feet are kind of running parallel to the outside edges of your mat. So the toes are pointing forward with the hands on the belly. Your low back spreads on the earth. You can bring the hands down too, just sort of like creating some like connection points to the ground. So you can stay here for your rest, or you can extend the legs and take traditional Shavasana. And let's drop in with a few deep and cleansing breaths. Taking a breath in through the nose. Open the mouth. Full release. Doing that once or twice more. Big breath in, filling up. Opening the mouth. You can do it another time if you like. And when you're through, returning to natural breath, the breath that you really don't have to think about at all. It just is. Dive your awareness into your heart space. Connecting again to your inner world, your spark, your essence, the consciousness that flows through you. Fill those lungs with strength, with courage, with glorious guidance of universal mystery. For it is the power of life, the breath of freedom, for your voice can sing to change the world. The Breath of Freedom by Shiloh. And as always, you are invited to remain in rest for as long as it suits you. If you're ready to transition back to this thing we call reality, you can bring a little movement back into the body. You can stretch the arms overhead. And as you reach, pointing and flexing the feet, feeling alive. And then drawing your knees in, roll to your side and very gently press yourself to a comfortable seat, Sukhasana, with the hands at heart center. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may our thoughts, words, and actions contribute to the safety and freedom of beings everywhere. Let's feel our practice with Om, breathing in. The divine in me sees and honors the divine in you. Let's bow as we say, Namaste. Thank you again for joining me for this special holiday edition of Sacred Flow 60. It was really so amazing to share this practice with you. And I mean, I hope some of the outdoor, sunny, big sky vibes just flowed through the screen and made you feel expansive and free. Until next time, I love you. Thank you for being just as you are. Bye.